Hello and welcome back to Cooking for Two 101. Today we're making sweet and spicy salmon. This is sort of our Valentine's Day dinner for two date night meal. I have 2 pieces of salmon here. I'm just patting them dry. I bought frozen salmon. Frozen salmon is perfectly good. It's very delicious. It's quite often quite a bit less expensive. You just want it to be firm to the touch after it's defrosted, and you want to dry all the residual moisture off of it before you cook with it. Before we do that though, we're going to make our sauce. We are making a honey sriracha sauce. Actually, I want to wash my hands real quick. There we go. That was a little sticky, no bueno. We are going to start with, this is about a half a stick of butter. I cut it into smaller pieces so it would melt a little quicker. There we go. While that's cooking, I'll tell you what else we've got going on. We have about a tablespoon of olive oil, actually grapeseed oil, any oil that you prefer, avocado oil, whatever you have handy. A half a cup of honey, 3 tablespoons of sriracha. If you don't like sriracha, use your favorite hot sauce. You could use Frank's, you could use whatever you have handy or that you prefer. And 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. The honey, sriracha are going to counteract each other and make it sweet and spicy, but not too spicy. And the soy sauce is going to counteract with the honey. The saltiness is not going to make it super sweet or super salty. It's going to be a beautiful blend. Okay, in our pan here, we have the butter melting away beautifully. And we are going to add a little bit of that oil. There we go. And next what we're going to do is saute half of a large shallot, which I've minced quite finely, in the butter and olive oil. We're going to wait for this to become translucent. Then we're going to add the garlic, and once we start to smell it, we're going to move on. That's going to take a couple of minutes. We'll be back then. Alright, so the butter and shallots and garlic are in there, and now we're going to add the honey. This is a half a cup of honey. We want to heat this but not burn this, so I'm actually going to turn the temperature down to about medium low. This is a all-clad pan. It holds its heat really well, so changing the temperature, it takes a little while before it actually lowers. Look, it's already melted. That's amazing. Alright, next, once the honey is melted and loose like that, we're going to add in the hot sauce. We're choosing sriracha. This is 3 tablespoons, like I mentioned before. Sriracha is pretty hot. If you find that you put too much hot sauce in, just add some more honey, and it will counteract the hot of the hot sauce and balance it out quite nicely. After this gets mixed in, we're going to add the soy sauce. This is 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Pour that right in, and that gives it the saltiness that we want. Oh, look, that looks so good. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're gonna just let this simmer for a bit, not too hot, you don't want it to burn, and we're gonna reduce it by about 1/3, which will take about 4 minutes. We'll be back then. Okay, the sauce is done. It's back there cooling. Now we're going to prep the salmon and the asparagus. I do want to get the butter in this pan. This is where we're going to cook the salmon and asparagus in the oven, but we want to get a little bit of moisture down on the bottom before we do that. Also, I have here about a half a bunch of asparagus. I have washed it and patted it dry, and when you take asparagus to cut it, you just bend it wherever it bends. That's where you cut it or clean off the ends, which is basically what's going on here. Then you pat it dry. What we're going to do is put this in the pan along with the salmon and the glaze, cook it all together. One pan plan, everyone's a winner. Less dishes, yay. Alright, our butter is ready. I'm going to put the salmon in. I have put salt and pepper on one side. I'm going to put it skin side down in the skillet. Just like that. We're going to let that sear up for a couple of minutes. You also want to feel along the top. If you feel any pokey things, those are bones. You can just pick them out with tweezers or pliers or your fingers or whatever. But this is all good and clear. Probably best to do that before you put it in the pan, but anyway, here we go. Okay, back to our glaze. Oh my goodness, she's a beautiful thing. Look at that. It's all reduced down. It's smooth and glossy. I tasted it. It's a little bit spicy, so I added a little bit of extra honey. But this is just going to make our salmon amazing. I'm going to pour a little bit on the top, just like that. And now I'm going to add the asparagus around the edges. When we're done here, we're just going to pop it in the oven and roast all of it together. Ah, man, down.
Don't grab it, honey. It's hot.
Oh, this isn't hot. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit more sauce on top of the asparagus. There we go. And we're going to save this for dipping later. Because, yeah. All right, there she is. Ready to go in the oven. I have preheated my oven to 395 degrees, 400. And we're going to stick her in right now. It's going to take about 10 minutes. Then we're going to check it out. But I'm telling you, that's about going to be the right time. See you then. All right, so it's been 10 minutes, and here we go. Smells amazing. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's beautiful. The perfectly wilted asparagus on the side is delicious looking. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for this to cool down and give it a try. We'll be right back. Okay, so I've taken it out of the oven. I temperatured it. It's about 135. You want it to rest up to 140. Just takes about 5 minutes to do that. I am garnishing it with some toasted sesame seeds and a little bit of dried chives. The onion flavor of the chives will really bring out all the other flavors in the dish. It's going to be amazing. We're going to let it rest for about another 3-5 minutes, and then we'll give it a try. Okay, it's cooled off. I'm going to put a little bit of fresh lemon juice on the top. Salmon is pretty fatty, and I like how the lemon cuts that. It also enhances the flavor of the sauce that we put on. Okay, here we go. Let's take a peek. How does she look? Oh, it's beautiful. I should have probably just flaked it with my fork. Oh, yum. I can't wait to try a bite. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's delicious. You totally got to try this recipe. I also like to serve a little bit of extra sauce on the side for those of you who like living dangerously and like hot food. That's the way to go. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching Cooking for Two 101. Try this recipe. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell your friends. We'll see you soon.